today. I don't wanna waste no more of our precious time. Give me some good news. Give me some good news today.
What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Friday. It's Good Friday. It's Good News Day, and I'm excited to be here to report some much-needed good news because I know we could all really use it. I know I could, and the world just keeps going to crazy places. Yesterday was kind of wild on Twitter. If you are online at all, you probably know what I'm talking about. But things like that we don't talk about on this show because we try to focus on the positive and the good things in the world, like birds shining and the sun shining and birds chirping and turtles loving, and which we have a turtle loving story. We're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff like people quitting their day jobs and their dead-end jobs to go sail around the world with their kitty cats while making $100,000 trying to do such things. We've got stories like a principal being super kind and giving like a very kind and generous speech. We've got heroes bringing people out of burning cars. We've got an update story on the guy, the graduate that was working at Burger King and ended up making some good money from generous donors. That story is blown up, and there's an update to that. So I wanted to update you guys. There's a lot of good stuff, all of that and more right here today, where you're here on the show on Good News Infinite Hope. That's what we do. We talk about good things and focus on all the lovely people. I did see in the chat earlier that Steel Leg left a message of, well, this is not good news, but said he had to go to the ER for his dad. So I wish you well. I'm sorry that you're having problems. He said, hi, Nina. Not sure how long I'll be able to be here. My mom had to take my dad to the ER this morning, and I ended my stream. So if she needed me, I'd be there. Well, that's good that she has a son like you to count on, and I wish you guys all the best. I'm sorry that that's happening to you. That's always very challenging and difficult, and I hope that your dad's going to be okay. That's I know he's been having some issues and dealing with health issues for a while. So prayers and all that good stuff. I'm sorry. I hope I hope all the best for you. We got Shane G in the house who's saying that he's probably going to be fired because he didn't realize that it's Friday today. We all lose track of time, Shane G. Hopefully you'll be okay. We got Psychotic Mongoose in the house who gifted a membership to the chat, so thank you so very much, Psychotic Mongoose. I don't know if there's anyone over on Rumble. The chat is empty. And I saw that Darren was dropping some comments earlier, some amazing modding that he usually does, but it didn't come up on my Rumble chat. So I don't actually know if Rumble's working or not. So if you guys are over on Twitter, please also go on Rumble and say hello so I can see if the chat is at least working over there. I have no idea what's going on with Rumble. But we are live on there and Twitter, TwixX. That's where we're at. And then what's up, Spike? How you doing? Good to see you. We got local Sasquatch. What's up, local Sasquatch? Lone Wolf is there. Says I'm here. Hello, Lone Wolf. Thank you for confirming that the Rumble chat is working. It's just empty. Thank you so much. I appreciate it though. Psychotic Mongoose is over there too. So psychotic of you just to be everywhere all at once. Good to see. It is summer. It's really hot. Is it getting hot where you guys are? Or is it just me? Because it's next level over here. It's hi, Mike. Hi, hey, what's up? Charlene is in the house. Our other mod extraordinaire. Hello, Charlene. Happy Friday Good to see you. We got KB. KB just showed up. He's like, hey, I'm here. What's up, KB? How you doing? So a lot of people are here. So let's get started. We've got lots to talk about. Like I said, we're going to start the story off with a very cool story. I really like the story. Robert Lowry just showed up, says, I'm here later than Nina Infinity. Google's acting up. What? I got here on time. How dare you, sir? I'm here. Was hot for like 10 days and now coldish. Oh, that sucks. I'm hot. I'm dying. In a good way. In a good way. Not in a bad way. Oh no. Okay. As I was saying, this story is really cool. I really like this story. It says, man leaves 9-to-5 life to sail the ocean with his cat and raises 100K doing it. I mean, what more do you want from a story? This has everything. It's got people quitting their jobs because who wants to do the 9-to-5? Nobody wants to do that. You got kitty cats. We got sailing, the open seas, everything. People giving money, being kind and generous. This story has everything. We're going to watch the video so I don't have to read it. But first, we're going to watch this video here. This is one of his...
Oliver, I work a corporate job at a tire shop. I absolutely hate this life. Yeah, I'm going to buy a sailboat and I'm going to sail around the world for the rest of my life until I die. This is the start of my journey.
Aww.
And this is day one of crossing the Pacific Ocean and sailing from Oregon to Hawaii. And I made it past the graveyard of the Pacific, and this is my first time sailing outside of a river. Awesome. And I'm going for Hawaii. So it could take me anywhere between 20 to 30 days. So feel free to follow the journey. There is nothing but open ocean and a beautiful sunset. I did it. I did it.
Oh, good for you, buddy. And this story like exploded. So here's the story, the full story.
Well, an Oregon man and his cat have captured hearts worldwide, embarking on a weeks-long 2,400-mile journey to Hawaii. We were at the Waikiki Yacht Club today where thousands gathered to welcome them to their new home for the next several months. Bryce Moore has the story.
29-year-old Oliver Widger and his cat Phoenix arrived in Honolulu Saturday, greeted by scores of folks after sailing thousands of miles from Oregon.
This is absolutely nuts. This is absolutely insane. This is so bizarre. Yeah, because I'm like totally not this, I don't know, just awkward. So.
Inspired by a diagnosis of Klippel-Feil syndrome, a rare congenital condition with risk of paralysis, Oliver decided to make the journey with his feline friend, Phoenix, after quitting his 9-to-5 and pulling out his 401k. The initially inexperienced sailor says the seasickness was real, but he powered through.
Yeah, I did. Right now I'm feeling really weird, but yeah, I'm not seasick. I just feel like I have to hold on to things to not fall over.
Off Maui, he had some help from a local nonprofit, airdropping a package with snacks and letters with well wishes.
He's got his door open.
We finally found him and were able to circle him and confirm that it was his boat before we could drop the buoy and all the snacks.
And while sailing halfway across the Pacific Ocean with just your cat is certainly an incredible feat, most folks here tell me that the most inspiring thing about Oliver is he's just a regular guy like you or me.
And he's just an average dude, right? He's just like anybody else. And seeing everybody come out here and just be like, Oliver, it's so funny to me, and just
You feel inspired?
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're planning on going to New Zealand.
Oh, that guy's so excited.
You got Oliver and his cat doing it, and everybody's out here just having a good time, and I feel so much secondhand happiness for him.
Hawaii Governor Josh
That was a
Green was
weird
in
cut.
attendance, even presenting a proclamation to honor his bravery and inspiration. Oliver never thought his story would reach across the world, but he has a message for everyone.
It's just the world's in a weird place, and I think people have seen that it's possible to break out, and it is possible. So.
Oh, that's a good message.
Bryce Moore, KHON2 News, Hawaii.
That's a good story. Down with the 9 to 5. It's a good story, man. Dude, bro. He's like, here, bro. That guy was that guy was hyped, man. Did you guys catch that happiness clip?
Hey, phrasing!
I know I did. I was like, wait, what? What did that guy just say? But it's really sweet that, like, you know, he decided to, he got a diagnosis. It's never fun to get those kinds of diagnoses. And you're like, you know, is that what I want to do with the rest of my life? Because my life might not be that long. So do I want to just be here in this office, the 9 to 5, and just keep doing the same old thing over and over again, even though my dream is to, you know, sail the ocean or do this and do that? And this guy decided, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get a sailboat. I'm going to sail to Hawaii and then probably beyond. I'm just going to do that for the rest of my life. And you know what? People were supportive of that. They were like, we support you. And that's what happened. That's how he got the money. And it's so interesting to me that he was able to get like all these people are following his journey, and that's why he was able to get like the snacks and stuff, which is interesting in itself, because it's like doing this in the new world. Because in the old world, if you did that, like there would be no snacks. You would be on your own. You know, like there would be no buoy coming to do that. So it's just interesting to me that in the new world he could still get stuff like that, and he's still talking to people like out. Like I guess maybe because of Starlink, like he probably has Starlink on there, so he's able to get the internet. And it's just interesting that he can still talk to people and, like, you know, be online, even in the middle of the ocean with nothing around him. That's a kind of a weird thing that we can only experience now in this time in history. So that's really interesting, and this is what happened. So this is his GoFundMe, who he raised over $115,000. People donated so that he can have his dream come true. And he liquidated his 401k to make this dream come true. So he put his own investment, and people, you know, saw that he was clearly dedicated. So they decided to be generous with their money and help his dream come true, which I think is always really lovely. You know what else is generous? People like David Morris. Thank you so much for the £5. So I wish heaven upon you and all of them you love. Wow. That's so kind. What a kind thing to say, David. That is so sweet. I really appreciate that. I wish the same for you, buddy. Thank you so much. That is like, it's such a lovely thing to read. I know you guys like probably think I'm dumb, but that was so touching. Like, you know, especially when you have a hard day or like a hard week, and then you read something like that somebody wishes that much goodness onto you. Really, it really uplifted my spirits. Thank you, David. Cheers to you, buddy. I'm drinking some iced coffee, which the ice is melted. So, what's up, Metastep? How you doing? Good to see you. We got somebody over on Rumble. Deconstruct. Hello. Good to see you. Thank you for being in the Rumble chat. I like how like Lone Wolf was in the Rumble chat, and he's like basically a lone wolf in the Rumble chat because he's very like that chat is not as happening as the YouTube one. So it's just very is like to his name, like Lone Wolf. He's there alone, just hanging out, being a lone wolf. Which I think is cool. Let's see. TD, what's up, TD? How you doing? Good to see you. DL is here. DL says, so soon as he got to Hawaii, he got laid. Yeah, he got lays. He got, there was a lot of lays. His whole neck was like in lays. Those things are fun. God, Robert Lowry. You caught that. I don't even know if I can highlight your comment, but that is what it said. And the guy was like so stoked when he was saying it. So I was like, damn, dude, calm down.
That's what she said?
Oh boy. Yeah, you got to catch your own snacks. Exactly. You got to yeah, you got to be you got to be good at fishing. That's right. That's right, everybody. Hit that thumbs up button. Whether you're on Rumble or YouTube, I think even Twitter you can do it. Hit the like, you guys. Hit the like. Let everybody know what's going on here. Share the stream. We got lots of other good things to talk about. What's up, Danny? Good to see you. So we got lots of other things, as I said. Next up, we're gonna be talking about this. Ooh, oh my god, I almost exited the stream, you guys. That was close. That was close, but I didn't do it. This is a funny one. It's just really random. This is a random article that I was like, this is so stupid, but I kind of want to talk about it because it's so dumb. So here it is. It says California man stunned by spicy thunderstorm in Mississippi. When a man from California visited Mississippi and turned on the local news, he wasn't expecting to get hit with a forecast and heartburn. There it was, plain as day on the screen. Spicy thunderstorms creating rough commute to work. There's those spicy thunderstorms from Fox Weather. And the guy was a little confused. Like, what? What are you talking about? Hang on a second. Confused but intrigued, he did what any baffled visitor would do. He snapped a photo of the forecast and posted it online. And just like a bolt of lightning, the internet exploded. Visiting Mississippi from California, he wrote, "What the hell is a spicy thunderstorm?" Turns out Mississippi has been so flooded with thunderstorms lately that local meteorologists are apparently reaching into the kitchen spice rack for adjectives. And the comment section, it did not disappoint. I live in MS. We've had like only 5 days this month without thunderstorms. My guess is that they're they're going through adjectives to keep it fresh. But for us locals, it's just another Tuesday. It's raining jalapenos. Storms are coming, ma. It goes mild thunderstorm, medium thunderstorm, spicy thunderstorm. It came through Louisiana and picked up a Cajun spice on the way. Mississippi residents seemed completely unfazed while Californians were wondering if they needed antacids along with the umbrellas. No word yet on whether the next week forecast will include extra spicy lightning or a zesty low pressure system. But one thing's for sure, weather in the South isn't just unpredictable, it's flavorful. I like that. I like that article. That was funny. It's a spicy storm. I like that. Cloudy with a chance of chili dogs. It's really good. Spike. Stop making Californians look bad. Hey, this isn't me, Spike. That's just Californians. Much love to you, by the way. Much love to you. I know you're in California. What's up, Patrick? How you doing? That's a funny article. Look, it got a chuckle out of me, okay? It got a chuckle out of me. Next story. It's about a very kind principal. And I really like these kind of stories because these people are inspiring people, and they put a lot of work and effort into their careers and their lives, and most of the time it's to enrich the lives of the youth, which is very important. So here we have principal writes 443 handwritten letters and gives $1 to each graduate. Now, 443 handwritten letters, that is just honestly, like, that already speaks loads because nobody writes handwritten letters anymore. Everybody's typing. So just for this guy to sit there and like old school write handwritten letters, that already sets him apart because that takes a lot of time and effort. So we have the story here, and I don't have to read, so thank God. So here we go.
In Mansfield ISD, who really gave a special gift to the graduates this year.
Yeah, and it all came with a message for the class of 2025. Shannon is here to explain this morning. Man, what a difference one small gesture can really make.
Oh, yeah, a message that these students will definitely remember and take with them. At the graduation ceremony, the principal at Summit High School turned his back on the audience to address his seniors directly.
So what is my message for you today? I've written each of you a short letter that you'll receive with your diploma. Yes, 443 letters. Career or military.
Principal Jason Mutterer is affectionately known as Coach Mutt from his years coaching basketball. He gave each of the 443 graduates a handwritten letter along with a $1 bill. He admitted to the seniors $1 is not much, but he says together they can accomplish something great, and he hopes they will be inspired to pay it forward.
Throughout this 443 random acts of kindness can start a ripple of positivity and an impactful change that could lead to thousands of MISD kids this summer being fed when they're not in school, or providing thousands of Mansfield ISD students with a Christmas present. No act is too small. Also a starting point.
Coach Mutt spent his entire 23-year education career at Summit, where he rose through the ranks from a teacher and coach to principal. He says it took him more than 24 hours to write those 443 letters. He put in the time, you know, it's those little things that can make a really big difference.
What did I say? It takes a long time to write letters like that. You know, that is really cute. That's really kind. I love hearing stories like that about people who actually care about their jobs and about what they're doing. And it's just really very sweet. And so is Dan A for gifting a membership to the chat. Thank you, Dan A. Very nice of you. And Hypnotic's in the house. What's up, Hypnotic? Hypnotic and I had a very fun stream on Wednesday, and we talked about video games and all sorts of topics that we don't talk about on this show. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you go and check it out. He's a pretty cool guy, and also he has a pretty awesome channel if you're into video games and video game culture and topics and things like that. Definitely give him a follow if you have not done so already. He's a pretty awesome guy. Thanks again, Danny. And we had Ian So Forth pop into the chat. What's up, Ian? And he said, it wasn't one bit funny. Spice indeed. Wow. Everybody's a... I almost swore. I try not to swear on this show. I was going to say everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic. And also...
How dare you?
Stop making fun of my story selections. How dare you? Why don't you try producing a show? It's not that easy. Freaking hell. Everybody's a critic, man. But no, seriously, what's up, Ian? I hope you're doing I'm glad. At least, see, I got a chuckle out of you now. Am I that funny? I don't know if that's clip worthy, Charlene. I don't know if that's clip worthy. Is it? I don't know. Maybe. I was totally about to like say a bad word. You guys saw it, I'm sure. You know who was probably saying that a bad word? This next story right here, this dude, It says hero bystander pulls driver from flaming car moments before explosion. Like, dude, if this guy, we're gonna hear him talk right now. We're gonna watch the video, but that dude was definitely saying bad words. Like, holy, I'm like, oh no, there's a car on fire. That's yes, fudge. There's a lot of fudgesicles going around. So we're gonna watch this story. Thank God I don't have to read again. And this, you're gonna get it from the good human's mouth. This report. Here we go.
But live at 7 o'clock, we begin with breaking news. I'm Nick Medanis.
And I'm Aisha McKenzie in for Simon Chowdhury. A car
This was
burst into
breaking
flames near a
news.
busy road in Edison. Take a look. And a good
Ooh, look at that
Samaritan finds
fire.
himself in the right place at the right time.
News 12 New Jersey's Tony Caputo is joining us live from that scene. Tony, that good Samaritan saved a man from that burning car.
Crazy.
Yeah, he says he was waiting in line for gas, and then the driver of that vehicle just lost control. I want to show you the end result. Then we're going to bring in the man who apparently saved his life. All indications are, you can see the damage to the bushes there. That's the Walmart and PetSmart sign. AAA is here as well. This is right off Route 27 in Edison off Vineyard Square Road, the Vineyard Square Shopping Center. Let me bring in Charles Parry now. He's the gentleman who tells us you saved that man. You pulled him out of the car. You're waiting in line for gas at the Costco, and you saw his vehicle just lose control. Kind of take us through it if you can.
Yeah, it was, I was waiting for gas at the Costco, and, he drove in front of me fast at one point, and then he kind of, I guess, circled around me because I didn't see where he went, and then he did it again, and he was just driving through the parking lot erratically at full speed. He hit a few curbs. He, caught air a couple times, and right before he crashed into the PetSmart building, he made a left turn and went straight for the sign. And as soon as he hit it, the car started smoking. And by the time I got over there, I saw flames in the hood.
So he hits that sign, and then you see that what happened. You ran over there to get him out.
Yeah. I just did what I would think anybody would do. But, I ran over there, and then once I got there and I saw the flames coming from under the hood, I knew that, I had to get him out of there as quickly as possible. And I kind of struggled with the seatbelt a little bit. The airbag was kind of in the way. And, once the flames started getting bigger, I just started yanking him hard as I could. I finally got the seatbelt over his head and was able to pull him out and drag him, a few feet away, from the car. And
Charles, that's amazing. You pulled him out of the car while it was on fire.
Yeah.
That is amazing. How are you?
I'm okay. I was coughing a little bit, but, just a little bit of smoke. But
to your knowledge, how is he?
He was a little disheveled. I actually tried to record him to see if he could, if he knew what happened right away. And he was just disheveled and he wasn't talking. And I don't know if he was in shock or dealing with a medical issue, but he was an older gentleman. But I'm glad he's okay.
No indication of what led him to do that. You say he's older. Maybe it was a medical issue.
No idea. It didn't make any sense. He was, it was full speed the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was full speed the whole time, jumping curbs, flying in the air and eventually crashing.
Well, Charles, you're a hero, and it's a credit to you. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Great job by Charles to pull that man out of the car. We're still waiting for specifics from Edison Police on exactly what happened here and how this played out as we get that information, and obviously the condition of the victim. We'll pass that along to you, but in the meantime.
Yeah, and I did check on that. There was no updates at the time when I was doing the report. They didn't have an update. They just said the guy's at the hospital recovering, and the cause of the crash is under investigation. So unfortunately, there hasn't been any update, but obviously we wish him the best, and I hope that the guy can recover. What a crazy story, though. That is, he was in the air. That's a lot. I was yanking. What? Forget about it. I know that one. Forget about it. Go immediately to the Italian. Shane G, you stop that. Somebody said they want to hear me read. Sometimes when I'm doing the story, I have to stop reading the chat because you guys say funny stuff in the comment, and then like, well, like I'm watching the story and like the story's like not like funny, and then I look like a psycho because I'm laughing at what you guys are saying, and so I'm like, I'm trying not to laugh, but the story's like not a laughy story, but you guys are saying funny things in the chat, and I'm just like, because of you people in the chat. I'm blaming you because I look like a psycho because I'm like laughing at this guy talking about this guy, flipping this car and all these things. And I'm like, the hell, you guys, quit it with the jokes. Oh, fudge. Oh my God, Charlie's like, sometimes I miss the stories because I'm laughing at the chat too. This is, you know what, Spike? You know what? I'm tired of your nonsense today. Where is my clip? I need to order these. Where's my clip that I wanted to play for this? See, now it's just taking too long. Am I even in the right tab? Oh, there he is.
He's way tart.
It took way too long. It stopped being funny. I missed the moment. You have to be like, on it with the clips. I'm not on it with the clips today. This is a really sweet story. Whoever said they wanted to hear me read, get ready. This is going to be a not fun story for me to read, but it's a really fun story to hear. So have fun. Little girl's kind gesture brightens a tough night for police officers. Look how cute she is. Out of the mouth of babes. You know what they say, out of the mouth of babes, because they're so sweet and innocent and kind and loving. And, they're just everything that's good in the world, usually are kids and animals. So this is a very sweet story coming from Lancashire, England. Lancashire, England. It's coming from Lancashire, England. I'm not doing that. It's not happening. During a road closure on a Blackpool road in Polton Le Fieldy. Polton Le Fieldy. What is this word? It's not even English. It's French or something. Saturday evening, one unexpected moment reminded officers of the power of kindness. It took away from the entire story. Just trying to pronounce this word. And as emergency services worked into the night to remove a fallen telegraph pole and safely reopen the road, a young girl named Ava approached the officers with a simple but heartwarming gift, a small bag of sweets and a handwritten note that read, "Thanks for helping." That is so sweet. So cute. Look at this little girl. She's so adorable. She's giving them the little candy. They got the handwritten note. Touched by her gesture, the Thornton Shelbys and the Polton police shared a moment of social media the following day, writing, "We just wanted to acknowledge our thanks to a fantastic little lady that approached officers at the scene to bring a little joy to the job. Your parents must be very proud of you, Ava, as we are of the community." This is so true. I would be so proud as parents if I was the parents of that little girl. Very, very true. And this is what they had to deal with. And then they get this. That's so cute. The road was safely reopened thanks to the coordinated efforts of the response teams and to the patience of the public, which officers also gratefully acknowledged. In a world where small gestures can have a big impact, Ava's sweet moment of gratitude served as a beautiful reminder of a community spirit and appreciation. Oh, what a sweet little girl. If only more people could be this little girl, this world would be a better place. Just be nice to each other. Ian, calling you out. I hope you enjoyed that, whoever it was that said they wanted to hear me read. I didn't know Nina was from Lancashire. It's the accent. It fooled you. But I was just about to read your other comment, and then you paid me to read this comment. So now I'm going to read this one first. Thank you for the 25-pound Ian so forth. Says, that's so sweet. Sometimes we forget that police get tired from arresting people over social media posts. Ian, we don't talk about bad things like that on this show. Ian, some of the police officers don't like doing those things. Probably, maybe. I hope that they finally get some sense knocked into them at some point and stop doing that. That's not a good thing that they're doing over there. It's all very bad. Spike is like, oy vey. This is true. Oy vey indeed. Ian, stop reminding people of the terrible state of the world. But I appreciate the 25 pounds. So let everyone know that the police officers around you suck. Oh no, I don't even know where to go from here. I don't even know. I'm trying to even like play a clip, and all my clips are so inappropriate for the show. We're just I'm just gonna go to the safe one right here.
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right.
Thank you again, Ian, for a very generous super chat. Thank you. Oh my goodness. The accent almost came out. I just need to practice. If I practice and like give it my all, it'll happen. I just need to spend all day talking in that accent. But then I think my husband will be like, I'm leaving you. So I don't think it's worth my marriage. Yes, Ian is very generous. This is very true. He's been a very nice supporter for many years. So I appreciate him very much. We have an update story, you guys. We have an update story from last week. I covered the story about this young man who was working very hard, and his work ethics caused a tidal wave of generous donors. Speaking of generous donors, to help him out. And at the time, I think that they had raised about $5,000 or $6,000. What that has the update to that is this is now raised to over $180,000. This is an insane amount of money for this young man, which is a good thing because now basically his life and his path has been completely just removed of all obstacles. And I thought this was a really cool little update story. And it says, when Maria Mendoza stopped by Burger King after her child's graduation, she was simply craving a Whopper. What she found instead was a moment that touched the hearts of thousands. And that was this young man working the night shift after he had just gotten off from graduating. And so he went straight to work because he went to work and he realized that they had a lineup and it was really busy and there was only a couple people working. So he was like, you know what, I'm going to start working. And he was still in his graduation gear and he just started working. And this woman saw that and thought that it was a beautiful thing. So she made a GoFundMe for him and it just skyrocketed. And this is basically her telling the parents. This is the video. First, we're going to show you the video, and then we're going to watch the next video of the reaction to the original amount, like the $5,000. So this is the video that she showed to TikTok about this young man. See, he's like in his graduation now with the medals around his neck. And he just went to Burger King and he just started working. It was 10 p.m. Graduation ceremony was over. And he just went to work. And so moved by the dedication, the GoFundMe campaign started, and now this is one of the updates when it first happened.
We're on our way to go see if Markel is working today. Hopefully we find him, so we'll let you know in a bit.
This is a sweet story.
I'm Maria. Hi, Maria. You are?
So this is the mom.
You must be
This is
very
the kid.
Hi. My daughter graduated the same night that he graduated, and all I wanted for dinner was a Whopper. And it was so late. I remember it was almost 11 o'clock at night when everything was over with. Right. We came in the drive-thru, and I saw him. I noticed that he had just graduated. I'm like, oh my God, look at him. He's working straight out of graduation, doing his French fries and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to record him. The recording was really bad, but I decided to post it on TikTok. And it became so viral that everybody wants to know about you. And they want to know if you're going to college and what plans you have. Also, I have another little surprise for you. The community wanted to help you out without knowing if you wanted to go to college or not. They asked me to do a GoFundMe for you. So I did a GoFundMe for you, and so far it has raised over $6,000. Over $6,000. I told you it was worth it, buddy. I told you. Let's show everybody. The goal was 5,000, and the goal was 5,000. It has been over 6,000.
Oh.
I told you so. And everybody wants to know.
He just starts crying immediately. Look at that reaction. It's like it's so organic. Like he just starts bawling immediately because he's like $5,000. Like, I mean, that's a lot of money to someone who works at Burger King, you know.
I'm gonna figure
And
out.
now it's $180,000.
I've never done a GoFundMe in my life, but I'm gonna figure out how we keep connected and how I can transfer this to you. And
Look at his reaction. He's just so.
people have said, you know, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not
He
that
can't
type of
believe
person.
it.
But I am so glad that you know that the community has really come forward with your son. Hard work. Tell us what you want to do for college. I mean, what do you go to school for?
I'm gonna take a gap year, but I'm thinking about going to technical college for automotive.
Automotive. Okay.
He wants to go to
I'm gonna
automotive.
keep everybody posted. And this is him. I'm gonna get his phone number, his mama's number, and we're gonna keep y'all connected.
Thank you so much. Like, I
Oh,
was
look
thinking
at
about taking a gap
look
year
at his
because I ain't really
tears.
got money for school, but like, thank you to all of y'all because now I might actually just go straight to technical college.
Yes, you should
I'm a
absolutely
candidate.
go.
And start helping other people because I actually been watching stuff on YouTube like this, and I ain't never think it was gonna happen to me, but like,
Aw.
I'm very thankful. So thank you very much.
God was
to
watching
y'all,
over
all
you.
in all. Yes. You know,
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And like we can't not mention that lovely young woman as well. The lady that's doing this, Maria. What a good person, Maria Mendoza. What a good human to do this to this family. And I think there's the GoFundMe campaign. Let me click on it here. They've now raised over $200,000 for this young man. So we're at $203,000. That's amazing. That's an amazing story. And all because people were just moved and touched by this kid's work ethic and how he just wanted to help out at Burger King. Mind you, I'm going to say something incredibly judgy about Maria Mendoza, who I just called a good human. But the whole idea that she was like, there she is, lovely, lovely woman. But when she was like, all I wanted was a Whopper, I was like, ew. Like I know I'm judging her, but Burger King is really gross, you guys. So, I was like, really? Like, that's all you wanted? I mean, I'm glad that she did. And, like, that craving of hers led to this, which led to this. I mean, it's so crazy that, like, how this is how life works. But, ew, Burger King is really gross. Spike is like, Nina, okay, I'm sorry. I'll give myself one of these. Just, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to be judgmental. Hold on. See, I shouldn't have moved my clip. I tried to make it easier for myself, and now it's just harder. I'm sorry. Burger King is gross. But seriously, though, on a serious note, what a good person. What a good human to do this for this young man. And everyone involved, they've raised over $200,000 now. That is insane. It's just no, don't get no. I can't even remember the last time I had a Big Mac. If I was to have a burger, it would definitely either be, well, like, because it depends on the state. Like, I heard Apex said I want Whataburger. I can tell you this, Whataburger is kind of gross too, dude. Like, I've had their burger. I went to Texas and I was like, I have to try a Whataburger. It was the most disgusting burger I've ever had, next to Burger King. They had a really good chicken sandwich, which was shocking, but their burger was gross. I would say In-N-Out, at least old In-N-Out. New In-N-Out is not great anymore when it comes to fast food. But I swear, I don't even know if fast food counts for Five Guys, because Five Guys is so expensive now. But, like, if I was gonna have a burger, I'd go for Five Guys, because I think they have the best burgers. Maybe you just don't like burgers. No, I like good burgers, not processed, disgusting, food coloring burgers that barely have any meat in there. You went to a terrible Whataburger. Oh, okay. That could maybe that's true. That could be something. Does Five Guys have a drive-through? I don't know. Does it? We don't have them here anymore. I mean, like, ever in Mexico, but we had them in Canada. That's that's where I went. Nina's a meatist. This is true. This is true. $200 Studios, what's up, for $2 says, I'm always ready for the old In-N-Out. Don't think I don't see what you're doing there, 200-watt Studios.
That's what she said?
I agree, Metastep. Five Guys is overpriced, but it's also good quality, and I think that's part of the reason they think they can get away with it. What's up, John Edgar? Thank you for the member message. Says, agreed, Whataburger was disappointing. Yeah, it really was, man. I've been to 2 locations, so I just feel I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. But the chicken sandwich was really good. And I was, like, forced to get it because it's one of those things where you're like, you're dying to eat and there's nothing around. And the funny part was, in the place that we were in, it was between Whataburger or Burger King. And I was like, F no to Burger King. I'm going to try Whataburger. And I was like, I may as well have gone to Burger King. Except for the chicken sandwich, which turned out to be actually really good. Charlene's bringing up something that is kind of interesting. It says, God, that face of that woman on the top right. Look, Charlene, I'm going to call you out right now. They say never judge a book by its cover. And the story has been on this website for a while. And her face made me want to know what she had to say, because I was like, I was intrigued by the thumbnail. I really was like, wait, what? What does this woman have to say? Her face is so, this is what she's talking about, guys. Her face is so like, wow. You know. So I listened to her story, and I gotta say, it was one of the most insane stories I've heard in a long time. And I was like, this is a good story. But that's because I believe in this kind of stuff. Now, this wasn't part of the show, but Charlene made it part of the show because she judged her for the way she looked. So now this has become part of the show. Thanks to Charlene. We're going to listen to this woman's story and talk about spooky things that happen. Because this is a spooky story. And we need to talk about it now. Because Charlene brought it up. So good job, Charlene. Thank you, 200 Watt Studios for $2. Says, please read my chat again. Followed by Turtle Love. Okay, hold on. I have to go back. Hold on. Now I gotta find my Turtle Love clip. Okay, here we go. 200 Watt Studios for $2 says, I'm always ready for the old in and out. I hope that did it for you there, 200 Watt Studios. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna watch this video. Thanks to Charlene. Shout out. You asked for this, Charlene. That's right, Spike. You tell her. Was it an angel? Grieving mom has a mysterious encounter that leaves everyone speechless. This is a kind of a crazy story, guys. Get ready.
Shields up.
Here we go.
Believe in ghosts or angels? Let me tell you about an encounter I had. I was 8 months pregnant with my son when he passed away. And I ended up having to go to the hospital to have an emergency C-section. And while I was in the holding room before you go in for surgery, a woman approached wearing brown corduroy pants and a flowered print blouse. And she began talking to me, asking if I was doing okay considering the situation, explained what the surgery was going to be like, and started going through my medical records. I thought she was a social worker or a chaplain volunteer or something. She wasn't wearing scrubs, so I didn't think she was a nurse or a doctor. She was just wearing civilian clothes. I went in for surgery, and when I came out, I woke up and I see her standing there flipping through my paperwork. I started coughing. She immediately turned around, grabbed a pillow, put it across my stomach, and pushed down on my stomach because the pain was excruciating. And she said whenever I had to cough, make sure I put a pillow across my stomach and held it tight because it would make it feel better. I remember I asked her if I still had my uterus, and she said I did. And she continued to just talk to me about the loss of my son. Another nurse came up, asked if I was okay, or a nurse came up and asked if I was okay. And I said yes, considering the situation, I was doing okay. And she said it was very smart of me to put the pillow on my stomach. And I was like, do you not see this chick standing here? The nurse went away. And I looked at the lady, I said, I don't know your name. And she said, my name's Ever. I said, oh, that's a pretty name. It's unusual. I've never heard anybody named Ever before. That's pretty cool. So we continued talking about my son. They went to bring me back up to my room, and she followed with me, and then she got confused in the mess of people that were up there, and I didn't see her again. It was the next day I was in the room alone with my in-laws, and Ever walked in. And I woke up because I was sleeping. I woke up to her rubbing my feet. And I said, Ever, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming to visit me. I could tell she had tears in her eyes, and I asked her what was wrong, and she said that she had been in the hospital 11 weeks prior and had a baby, but the baby was having problems, not surviving, but thriving, I guess you could say. So she had been in and out of the hospital for 11 weeks dealing with her own baby. And she just said, "You are so strong. I can't believe how strong you're being through this." And I said, "Well, you kind of don't have a choice. You know, it's either break down hysterically or stay strong." She started crying. I called her over to me, and we ended up hugging for a long time. She ended up leaving, and that was the last I saw of her. So after I got out of the hospital, I ended up doing a stint in ICU for blood clots. But when I got out, I kept thinking about Ever. So I painted a wine glass for her that had a heart with 2 angel wings on it with her name at the top. It just said Ever. I also had a pair of angel wing earrings. And I brought them to the hospital, and I went up to labor and delivery, and they said that they didn't know anybody by the name of Ever. And I said, okay, maybe she was a chaplain volunteer. So I go to the chapel. They didn't have any volunteers by the name of Ever. Went to social services. No one by the name of Ever worked there. So I take my butt to HR, because I was like, I know there's a woman named Ever that works here. I go to HR, and they check, and they said, we have no employees or volunteers that work here by the name of Ever. Now I'm pissed, because I know I'm not crazy and I'm not losing my mind. So I go back up to labor and delivery, and I'm like, listen, her name is Ever. She had a baby 11 weeks ago. They've been trying to keep the baby alive for 11 weeks. She comes here all the time. And she helped me when my son passed. Now you have to know who she is. Both the nurses got really quiet, and there was an older nurse there. Comes around the corner of the nurse's station and grabs me by the arm and says, walk with me. We walk down the hallway and around the corner, and she looks at me. She goes, honey, I know who Ever is. And I was like, oh, thank God someone finally knows who Ever is. She said, honey, Ever was here 11 weeks ago and did have a baby, but she didn't make it through childbirth. She passed away. I could feel the blood drain from my body. I said, what do you mean she passed away? She was here. This is what she looked like. She said, yes. She goes, you're describing her perfectly. She goes, I think Ever came to you because of the trauma that you were going through with the loss of your son. But Ever passed away 11 weeks ago. So I went home, and I took the glass that I had made for her and put it in my kitchen window. And I just sat there thinking about it, and I called my in-laws, because I know my in-laws were there. I said, do you remember her? And she goes, honey, we thought you were just high on morphine because you were talking to someone, but there was no one there.
Aw.
Oh my God. So I ended up taking the candle, or the candle holder, the glass that I had painted, and where it said Ever, I put 4. So I would always remember that it was forever, and just kept that as a memory. It took me weeks to realize that I had painted forever an angel in my heart.
Oh.
It blew my mind. I'm devastated because the glass ended up breaking when I was going through a divorce and moving my stuff. I broke the glass, which devastated me, and I lost the earring somewhere along the way. But that's my story of Ever, the spirit that came to visit me when my son passed away.
Wow. What a crazy story, man. What a crazy story. I believe her too. I think she saw Ever. And I think Ever was a spirit there. And I hope that she finds the light and goes into it at some point. But Charlene, you did this. Ian so forth is right. And also Charlene says, why did they use such an awful picture for the story? That was her face, Charlene. That was her face. You can't. Charlene. That was her face. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know where to go from that. Damn it, Charlene. That poor woman. She can't catch a break. Bless her. Still an awful pick for the story, though. It was her face, Charlene. You know what it is? It's because you've seen me all dressed up for the camera all the time. See, this is why I don't go on camera when I don't look my best. Because everyone's a critic, Charlene. Because then you get, one bad picture and then they plaster it all over online and they're like, look at this chick. She's so ugly. And this is why I'm always like, super just, you gotta make yourself up. You gotta go in front of the camera. Because then they'll like plaster your face all over their internet and, well, then you have things like this happening. Very unfortunate picture / thumbnail for this, otherwise probably very lovely woman. But then you have something like this going on and, well, it's just unfortunate. It's just very, very unfortunate because her story was really very touching. Thank you, DL. Thank you very much. I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm just teasing. Oh, Shane G. Shane G, don't be mean. 201 Studios for $2 says, Nina, there's no worst with you. You started best. Oh, 201 Studios, smooth talker. Thank you. That's very kind. That's exactly it. I mean, her face is what got me to click on the story to begin with. And then I started listening to the story and I was like, oh my God, what a crazy story. And I really liked the story. It actually kind of made me cry when I first heard it. This is true. I actually think that was a genius thumbnail. Because you're like, I feel like I have to listen to what this woman has to say. She's got crazy eyes. You're expecting to like hear this like crazy eyed story, like those people who have crazy eyes. And they're like, oh, what does she have to say to me? Shane G, that is terrible. What a terrible thing to say. Oh my God, you guys. What the?
Stop it. Get some help.
You people, I swear. Okay. You know what? We're moving on to the next story with of people who have lovely accents, Australian and British people. We're going to be hearing them talk for the next couple of minutes. He traveled 10,000 miles to thank the man who saved his life. This is a very nice story of these two dudes who are pretty awesome. So this is the story here. Here we go.
Now on to a very happy first meeting between these two fellas. 3 years ago, 31-year-old Aussie Luke Melling, on the right of this picture, had his life saved by a cutting-edge medical procedure. He suffered from Hodgkin's lymphoma. That's a rare form of blood cancer since he was 16. And after exhausting every other treatment option, he needed a transplant of stem cells. Now they're the cells found in the bone marrow which can be used to repair different parts of our bodies. The only cell match he could find was, you've guessed it, the other fellow in the photograph. That's Alistair on the left.
Oh, I love the way they talk.
Not from Australia. He's actually from here in the UK. And the pair met for the first time on Friday in Preston. Delighted to say they both join us now. Luke is in the studio and Alistair joins us on Zoom as well. Great to see you both, guys. Luke, can I first of all say, you look incredibly well. Give us an idea of what the last 3 years and the time before that has been like for you.
Gee, it's been a full-on experience. When I was 16, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. And yeah, 15 years later, meeting Alistair, and it's been a long journey.
What was that moment like? I'll ask you first and then I'll ask Alistair. What's it like when you meet the guy who's essentially saved your life?
Oh, emotional in person, definitely. We'd had a few messages over the time, and just meeting him in person though was, yeah, I had to hold back tears. doing my best.
We're seeing these pictures here. Alistair, I don't know whether you can see this. Obviously, you were there. You remember what it was like. But it must be an incredible bond between the two of you, even though, until Friday, you've never seen each other.
Aww.
The longest I've been in remission since I was 16, which was 15 years.
No, you're quite right. And to be honest, I thought I would hold it together. And actually meeting Luke in person, 51-year-old man, I struggled with it, to be honest with you. It was something I've never experienced before. It's a little bit surreal. It didn't feel real at the time. It still doesn't now. But to see Luke so healthy, that was the biggest struggle for me, to be honest with you. Because obviously I know the journey that he's been on, and it's not been one of health. So to see him as well as he is now, and you're sat with him in the studio, it was magical. I think that was the word that we used to describe the day. It was magical. It was like a celebration, to be honest with you.
He's got a lovely big smile on his face. Look, I would estimate that you've been smiling for quite some time, certainly since meeting Alistair. Can you put into words what that meant to you?
Oh, it's just been such a culmination of events over the years, and I feel like this is, for me, the final step I needed to have. Not only having the transplant, but to be able to meet him was just, I think, my last step for now I can continue on with my life. I just feel like I had to say thank you in person, which is why me and my mum came over, and it was an amazing moment.
And is that what you start? Did you start with thank you? How does the conversation go with somebody? You've got so much to tell.
We were walking towards each other. I didn't know what to say except just a big thank you.
With a hug.
I mean,
Sorry, what was that, Alistair?
How do you even say thank you for something like that? It's like, it's one of the biggest gifts anyone can give you, let alone a stranger.
But it started with a hug, or several hugs, to be honest, Dan. I said to him, are you a hugger? He said, not really, but I am now.
Aww.
And Alistair, talk us through the process of how do you become a stem cell donor?
Well, I've donated blood for just shy of 30 years when my mum was dependent on blood transfusions to get her through chemo, which unfortunately she didn't survive. But it was just attending one of my regular blood donation sessions that I saw a leaflet to donate stem cells, and I asked about it, and it was as straightforward as that. I became a registered member of the NHS Stem Cell Donor Registry just by giving a little bit more blood, and I heard nothing. I heard nothing for probably 25 years, and I expected, in honesty, not to hear anything. But I did, and I had this cord, and it said, Alistair, you've been found to be a close match to someone, with a similar DNA. Would you be happy to donate your stem cells? And I said, well, of course. That's why I'm on the register. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Giving.
The donation process itself was so straightforward. It probably took about 5 or 6 hours, just like a regular blood donation itself. The results are untold.
And just for anyone who's wondering, Luke, it's an anonymous process if you want it to be, and you have to wait 2 years before you decide whether you want to reach out, and Alistair has to say, yeah, that's okay. So was that a bit of a tentative decision?
It was. We were waiting to get the all clear because we were waiting. I was doing well. I was feeling healthy, and we just wanted to reach out to the donor to firstly say thank you. And it was dependent on him wanting to get in touch with us again, which he was obviously happy to. And from there,
for other like the kidney transplants and things like that as well.
It's just been a great relationship already.
And I find this part of the story fascinating because there are quite a few people who think because it's such a close match that you must be related. Do we know anything, Alistair? What can you tell us?
It's like he's like long lost.
It's a bit strange because when Luke said to me, like, he was coming over to the UK and he was going to go to Preston because that's where his father originated, and my grandfather on my mum's side originated from Preston as well. It's kind of like, is this a bit strange? We've got a lot of research to do, but however, whatever the result, whether we're closely related several generations previous or not, the outcome is just amazing. Really, what we really need to continue to celebrate here.
That's what I was going to say. Look, are you going to stay in touch? You're going to see each other again?
I think forever we will stay in touch.
Again.
I believe we will.
Oh, it's absolutely lovely.
I need to keep checking in on my stem cells. Check he's looking after them, Dan.
Okay, yeah. Keep an eye on him. Jen.
Oh, what a good story! I love stories like that. That's the ultimate gift. Things like blood and stem cells and kidneys and organs and all that kind of stuff. Ian So Forth thank you for the 25 pounds. You're so generous. Says, how do you say thank you in the UK? Well, if it's you, you say, thank you, Yui Governor. Thank you, Governor. It's a thank you. I don't know what you're talking about there, Ian so forth. Do you know what I've been watching lately? It's a lot of tennis, even though it's in France. They say things like, can you please be quiet? And the announcers all sound very, very just uptight and like they have something shoved up their bottoms. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Robert Lowry here. Oh, can I have some your life juice? Oi, Ken. Can I have some of your life juice? That sounds really bad. My goodness. 201 Studios for $2 says, read that last chat again, followed by Turtle Up. That you only get one 200-watt Studios. You only get one. DL for $1.99 says, remember, this is the nice stream of the week. Thank you. Thank you, DL, for bringing some sense back into this conversation. At least DL has some decency tonight. Charlene says, I'm waiting for the Nina's Aussie accent. I can't. I can't even try. I just like knives and spoons, all right. You call that a knife? This is a knife. There you go. There's my Aussie accent. I only know that because of The Simpsons. Nina will be an Harry Potter. I like Harry Potter. I like the way that Slytherin guy would always say his name. Harry Potter. That was my favorite. What was this, like Draco Malfoy? Whenever he would see him, like he would always like accentuate the Potter. Harry Potter. Very good, love. I see you played Knifey Spoony before. That's the one. Yes, isn't that amazing? All right. We have another story, and this one's going to be one of those crying stories, probably, maybe. And I have to read it also, so you'll probably cry from hearing me read, if not the contexts of what is being read. So either way,
Shields up.
Here we go. This volunteer made a homeless woman breakfast. What happened next brought him to tears. Sometimes the most powerful transformations begin with a single act of kindness. I cannot stress this enough, and it stays with you. Act of kindness stays with you for the rest of your life. At the Refuge Homeless Resource Center in Leeper, Michigan, one volunteer's encounter with a young woman in a desperate need turned into a beautiful story of hope, healing, and biscuits and gravy. Oh, look at this. Good human. Good human. Very cool. Very cool. The moment was shared this week by Jason Sellards, a volunteer at the Refuge who recently took to Facebook to reflect on one of the most moving experiences he's ever had while serving there. I'm writing this post as a testimonial to the work that the Refuge Homeless Resource Center does, Leeper's only homeless center. This is literally one of the most blessed days I've had in a long time. Or blessed. Sorry, blessed. It's the summer of 2023 and I'm volunteering there one day. The front door buzzes as you have to let the person in. As I go to the door to see who it is, I see a young lady standing there. I walk up and I see the look of despair on her face. I can see her super dirty clothes. She says she's there to see the director, Andrea Henderson, to try to get into the program. So I let her in. I remember as she walked by me, I noticed her hair. It was matted, sticking up and all over, and it had little like pieces of leaves and sticks in it, as if she had just dropped. She had just dropped where she was and went to sleep the night before. I literally remember thinking, "This is another beautiful soul coming in for help, a warrior willing to begin. Just put in one foot in front of the other, and take back her life, just giving it a chance." The next week, I came in again. As I walked into the day room, I couldn't believe what I saw. There she was, clean clothes, hair done, and the countenance on her face had totally changed. I was so happy for her. In a few days, I was gonna come in and make breakfast for everyone. I asked everyone if scrambled eggs and cheese and biscuits and gravy was gonna be okay. They all agreed. Then I'll never forget this. This lady looked at me and innocently said, "What's biscuits and gravy?" I chuckled at first and I realized she was totally serious. So here's the biscuits and gravy morning. I make her a special plates piled high, knowing that there was no way that she could eat it all. I put the plate in front of her and stepped away. I was secretly watching her though, because I wanted to see her response to her first bite. It was everything I'd hoped for. She eventually looked at me with eyes the size of golf balls and proclaimed, "This is so good." I remember giving her too much food because I wanted to see her. I wanted her to see that as long as she keeps putting one foot in front of the other, she will never lack and she will always have abundance. She wound up at one point leaving the refuge because that is what it's designed to do. I asked about her all the time though, and always received a good report. Today. I'm in the refuge and she walks in. I take one look at her and I get the biggest gratitude stomach punch ever. And of course, my eyes water up. I could hardly speak for a second. That dirty looking young lady that I saw the first time that day when she came in looking for help now looks like a model. Her outfit is impeccable. Her hair is immaculate. I was totally blown away. It was such a blessing. She was even smiling so big and she was showing her pearly whites. As I was cooking lunch, she came over to me and said that the other day she went to some restaurant and got biscuits and gravy casserole. And as she ate, she thought of me. Now, those of us at the refuge don't do what we do for the glory or recognition. However, when someone tells you that they thought of you because of biscuits and gravy, you just gotta pat yourself on the back, and it's proof that you don't need to part the Red Sea to make a difference in someone's life. All you need to do is show a tiny bit of kindness to them. Think about the unkindness this lady was shown in her life to not know what biscuits and gravy was. I was outside as she was leaving, but she came and hunted me down to say goodbye. We hugged, she smiled, I cried, she drove away. You just never know what kind of divine appointments are coming your way in your life. That meal you buy for a homeless person just might give them the strength, bravery, and courage to come to a place like the refuge. If you think you're gonna err with helping a homeless person, err on the side of the divine and not your own cheeseburger greed. Thanks to all those who help the refuge as the rock and roll on the mission to help the bless the homeless of Leeper County. It's easy to walk past someone in need and forget they have a story, a soul, and a future. But Jason's posts remind us that when we choose compassion, we can become part of someone's turning point. Sometimes all it takes is to show up, and maybe a serving plate of biscuits and gravy. Oh, what a good story, you guys. What a good story. That's a good story. I love stories like this. Shane G. My eyes, the goggles do nothing. I know I told you shields up. That was a sweet story. That's right, Lone Wolf. It's good humans. good humans. Biscuits and gravy is awesome. Ian So Forth says being British also means not knowing what biscuits and gravy is. Oh, yeah, you guys miss out on that. It's kind of like Thanksgiving meal. It's like a bun. Biscuits are like a bun, and gravy is like gravy. You dip it in. It's yummy. I've only have it because of Thanksgiving, and I've known people who've made it, but I don't even know how to make it myself. Like the biscuits part, I don't know how to make biscuits. I just buy it, like buns. Oh, Scattered Night's like, I'm not crying. My allergies are acting up. I know, me too. Hey, Steel Egg, what's up? So for $2 says Tomby finally had some of that need. Oh, bro, you need a comma. I was like, what? Tomby said what now?
Hey, phrasing.
This is why grammar is important, people. Wow. Well, hello, Tomby. This got really spicy really fast. This is why grammar is important. I just giving you a hard time, Steel Egg. I got you. He finally had biscuits and gravy. Somebody in the Rumble chat said the foods of the gods. Why can't I highlight that? Come on, Rumble. Low spec Linux Gaming said food of the gods with regards to biscuits and gravy. And he said it was good. That's good. That's good. That's great. All right. We are coming up on one of our final stories of the day. And then we can have a couple of cute videos to watch, and then we're gonna call it. But this is the turtle news I was telling you guys about, so get ready. Here we go.
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right.
Well, this is about a tortoise, actually. I should be more clear. But thank you. Look at that. I love that. I love seeing stuff like this for your algorithm. Thank you, you guys. Make sure you smash the like. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Monologic. Thank you. So here we go. This is a lovelorn tortoise found a year after it escaped in search of a mate at 0.0012 miles per hour. Oh, he was going after turtle lovin'. Oh, that's so adorable. So it says Ginger was a lonely female tortoise. Oh, it's a she. It was a she. She was going after turtle lovin'. Ginger was a lonely female tortoise who escaped from her home 1 year ago to try and find love. Single for the first time in years, Ginger dug under the garden fence and made a slow getaway across the countryside field following the death of her longtime companion, Fred. That is so sad. Oh, you guys. She was lonely. She was lonely because her mate died. That's so sad. Her dancing days might have been behind her, but that wasn't going to stop her from trying to find someone to share her golden years with. Ginger's owner, 51-year-old Sarah Jane Marie, is now celebrating the return of her beloved pet, who she has owned since she was 10 years old. That's insane. That's insane. That's an insane amount of time to own a pet, which is really, really cool. When she was since she was 10 years old, girl that was found last week by a horse rider in the rural English county of, God, what is this word? Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire or something. Mary had put the signs around the area following Ginger's disappearance last June, but said that she'd given up hope after nearly a year without a single sighting. We had another tortoise called Fred who we lost a couple of years ago, and a vet friend of mine believes that she went looking for a mate. Mary said, It's that time of the year where she's always had Fred, so she's dug herself out under the garden fence and through the next doors before getting into some fields. She is in that camouflage. I'm just reading the chat. She is that well camouflaged, and we thought there's no chance that we could ever find her, but we put up the missing posters anyway. Ginger was discovered behind a Mount Inn pub a good mile from her home, with Mary speculating that she had just come out of hibernation. A woman in the village from Greece first spotted her and thought nothing of it, as they are native to Greece. But obviously, it's an unusual thing to see in the UK, and it was a horse rider that spotted her the following day, she told the Southwest News Service. Amazingly, somebody remembered the posters we had put up nearly a year ago, and we then got a call. At first, I thought it couldn't be Ginger, but then realized there's probably not too many people around here with tortoises. Mary said, since coming home, Ginger has been enjoying the sunshine and found herself a little area that she can sunbathe and eat food. To have a pet 40 years, that is so crazy. For 40 years, she says, it's so special. It wasn't a tortoise that came home last week, but childhood memories. That is a really cool story. And it had everything: friendship, love, all of it. I love stories. Hope. The tortoise came back. Brez Monkey is in the Rumble chant. Brez Monkey. Brezzy's here. Brezzy says Leo toast to the Japan Fund. Thank you, Brezzy. Oh, that is a really unfortunate placing for that box, because now it just says ho next to me. Yikes. Thank you, Brez Monkey. Appreciate you very, very much. You guys were making me laugh during that story. I was trying to not look at the chat. Okay, we got this one. Thank you. 200 Watt Studios 2 says biscuits and gravy is code for human lovemaking. Is it? I thought that was just getting coffee. Deranged Lunatic, aka DL for $1.99 says, how old is that video of Jonathan the Zombie? I don't know, like over 20 years old. It's a long, I think like early 90s, I think. So longer? I don't know, like 20, 30 years old. 201 Studios 2 says biscuits and gravy equals moist. That's nice, 200 Watt Studios. I think 200 Watt Studios needs a cold shower today, guys. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what's going on with 200 Watt Studios, but it feels like it's a cold shower day for 200 Watt Studios. This is really cute. So I just had to share it with you guys because it's adorable. So sorry we're late. Duck family crashes the wedding in a sweetest way. This is just simply the sweetest thing.
Watch their love grow from a first date into the committed couple before us. And we are honored to bear witness as they proclaim their love for all of us.
Look how cute this is.
Well, this isn't nice. They're actually the most highly paid vendor.
Oh, I love this video. It's so cute. It's adorable. I love nature. Nature is so nice. I just love nature so much. Damn, 200-watt studios, calm down. I know, exactly, Fox. I thought so too. I thought it was a symbolic representation of like, you probably knocked up already, girl. There's probably a baby on the way. But seriously, bless them and their family. And now we've come to the end of the show, and we're gonna go out today on probably the funniest video I've seen all week on the internets. And that's of a nun beatboxing. Yes, you heard that right. Beatboxing nuns go viral with spontaneous TV moment. Heartwarming, an unexpected moment on a Brazilian religious TV channel has captured the hearts of millions of people around the world. Two nun sister Maricele Cassiano and sister Marisa de Paula, members of the Copiosa Redenocio or something congregation, have become a viral sensation after their spontaneous beatboxing dancing performance aired live. This is really funny. So we're going to watch this. Here we go.
Rapaz, que é isso?
Gente, é show de talento. Oh my god, I want this clip to be way longer because that was amazing. So they started beatboxing, and that was really oh, that was funny. That was funny. I want to clip that. I should clip that. It says the clip captured on Brazilian Pai Eternal Father TV channel begins with sisters Maricele and Marisa singing together until sister Maricele suddenly breaks into a beatboxing, prompting sister Marisa to take the energy to a whole new level. That moment was very spontaneous because the sister Marisa, if you start a beat, she will dance. Sister Maricele told AP, and I'm used to singing to beatboxing. So for us, it was very simple, spontaneous, and at the same time, very surprising to see that it went viral even outside of Brazil. Dude, that was great. That was great. One more time.
Rapaz, que é isso?
Gente, é um show de talento. Isso aqui, essa família.
That was good. That was fun. I liked it. Sister Act did it. Philip is like, you can't leave. I just got here. Philip, I've been live for an hour and 38 minutes. I'm sorry. But I got things to do. I got places to be. I got video games to play. I got videos to record. And so I got to thank you guys all so very, very much for being here today. As always, every Friday for Infinite Hope. And I hope you enjoyed the show today. Special thanks to those of you who super chatted, became a member, gifted memberships, all that good stuff. Thank you for supporting the show in the way that you do. It makes it possible for me to do this. So make sure you guys, as always, practice kindness and empathy and love and all of the good stuff. Just, be kind to yourself, be kind to one another, and just hang out. We'll see each other next week again, next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, like always. And give my other channel a follow if you haven't done so already. Good News Infinite Hope has its own channel now where I try to drop some daily doses of good news. And again, thank you, everybody. I hope people like Tomby, you guys have fun this weekend with Tomby and Steel Leg. And I hope Steel Leg, your dad does better and has a speedy recovery and all that good stuff. So thank you, everyone, again. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys. Bye. I can't find my outro. Bye.
I know you were mine, come rain or come shine. Give me some good news. Give me some good news today. I don't wanna waste no more of our precious time. Give me some good news. Give me some good news today.